if you had to never sleep at all, what would you do with that extra time?
Drugs. No, I'm just kidding.
Just good enough.
Yeah, made you look. Oh man, yeah. Christmas was awesome. You know, didn't really do much. I worked, and then when I got off of work, I was sick.
Oh,
you got it
shit.
bad.
Yeah,
You got it bad.
I was throwing up for like probably 5 or 6 hours on like whatever day it was, Thursday. And then Friday I laid in bed all day. Saturday I ended up just kind of sleeping.
Yeah, he wasn't even in Mario Kart Saturday.
Well, I mean, okay, I'll give you that one. And then
no, like, that's how sick he was. Like, I'm just saying.
That's
like,
brutal.
Yeah,
You missed
He missed
a
a Mario
Kart?
Kart. Yeah.
Sunday I had to catch up on like everything. You know how like you have to play like those catch up days where you're like, okay, you wake up, you have like an agenda to get to, and then you just end up not going to anything because you almost scheduled too much on your catch up day. So that was my catch up day on Sunday. And then today was like my real catch up day. So I got everything done that I needed to today.
And then he goes, hey, let's do a pot on top of it. You know?
Yeah. Well, I needed to do a pot. This is like, it's part of
ritual.
the
It's Monday.
This is a get back. All right.
this is like we're back in
We're back
it.
and grinding.
Plus,
All right.
why would we not like start out before the year? You know what I mean?
Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, you got to keep the energy going. Right, it's the upward spiral. If you're not like actively on it, then you're just like kind of falling off. You're kind of wiggling and wobbling, and I don't like that. I'm not like a fan of the wibble and the wobble.
That's fair.
Understandable. At least like for me, like I've stacked a whole bunch of content on, but I just got
get
everything
very
scheduled
warm
out.
very quickly right there. Though. And this like liquor's probably gonna warm me up more. So I'm probably.
Well, I don't have any cash for you. That's the thing about having these our episodes so far in the future. Is like, what does the guy talk about? So we can't really talk about anything current.
Unless we predict it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, what are your March predictions for 2025? I mean, that might not be a bad thing to talk about.
Who's winning March Madness?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We can talk like it's already happening too. Like,
Vanderbilt.
guys, I can't believe that UConn game last night, man. That was nuts.
UCLA's killing it. You know.
Yeah.
Wow, Notre Dame losing in the first round to a 16 seed. Like,
Yeah.
what are the odds?
And the Vikings winning the Super Bowl. Like, that's crazy.
Hey.
That's insane. Trump
That may
getting
have just
killed. No, I'm
happened.
kidding. Yeah.
In April, March, that may have just happened.
Yeah, UFOs again? Like, are you kidding me?
Well, this is something that we can. It's right now. It's on. They're debating it. Is like they're trying to work out a bill to expand the Patriot Acts because of all of these drones are flying around over out there. They want to figure out a way to be able to expand the Patriot Act to 2.5 to be able to get into your cell phone providers. And right now, it's not. It's not a.
I'm
bill
surprised
yet.
it's not a
So
thing.
is it illegal for me to just shoot one down?
You know, you can buy like super high powered lasers on Amazon for like $100, and they're like the ones that can like burn paper.
Oh, nice.
So if you get one of those and then just accidentally like flash it up at the right time when it passes over your hand, maybe
Would I get in trouble?
depends
I have
who
no
owns
idea.
the drone.
Yeah,
Depends who owns the
the
drone.
Yeah.
The FBI does fly them by, and I know like all the time. I guess they have like surveillance in neighborhoods. That's like a thing that they've just been doing for a while now. So like
DNR now use them too as well. They use them for floating around here for looking for
that's
bait piles.
annoying. Yeah,
Because
but it's better than flying like a helicopter in and like ruining a hunt or something like that.
So dumb.
So that's probably an okay thing.
So dumb.
Yeah, I'd rather have them have like a little buzz drone like flying it. And,
I'd
you
still
know,
shoot it. Get out of here.
thing is, that's eye level, so it's like, yeah, you just bop it. Yeah,
My bad.
it's like shooting
know?
skeet. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
my bad.
yeah. My bad.
habit. Yeah.
Didn't mean to.
Like,
Just shoot anything that moves. It's not a person. Like, you know,
hey, it moved. Yeah.
might even be a person. It might even be a person. Doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, current things though, like, you know, if you're talking Patriot Act and stuff, so this is completely not related to that. But guys, I just bought a lower parts kit for a Glock. I think I'm gonna start building another Glock.
Yes.
Yeah.
How exciting!
Yes.
Well, by the time this comes out, it'll be done.
Oh yeah. I'll be like, we'll like edit it in. It's like it's already
Just a
there.
picture,
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
Right.
I was like talking with Canada man up north, stuntman in my Discord, and he was talking about how you can't hold handguns anymore up there, like at all.
Oh yeah,
they
went hardcore 1939 Germany.
Yes, and just to prove how American I was today, I shared my screen and showed him the checkout when I was going through it. I was like, "How else are you gonna do it?" You know what I mean? Like that's the most American thing you can do at this moment in time.
Have you guys seen the clip of Justin Trudeau out there in British Columbia skiing?
Oh, just recently.
Yeah, it happened like this past week. So there's this gal out there skiing. She sees, hey, Justin Trudeau. She walks over with her camera. It's like, get the British Columbia. It's like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I like told him to F off.
Yeah. The fact that she got that close is like, apparently the parliament up there doesn't give a shit about their PMs.
I mean, honestly, yeah, it's probably not the same security that they'd have here nowadays. Let's go ahead and drink to F off Canada because we're already on that note.
Yep.
And brought to you by 1792. Always a good sip.
Oh yeah, always a good delicious. And at least the person that got you this gift like knew you would enjoy it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, I wouldn't mind getting more bottles of this for Christmas.
That's
heard.
Yeah. The upside is like when you
in March. Yeah.
When you know there's a good.
It's Christmas.
Yeah, it's always Christmas.
The way you know you got a good whiskey is that they have a Texas Fifth. It's like that's how you know it's reached that level of a big one. Yeah.
7.5.
Dude, when Dad was here during Thanksgiving, he bought. I'm not shitting you. 12 bottles of
peppermint schnapps?
No, not that trash.
I thought
just
you were
as bad though. It's Fireball.
12
bottles of Fireball. Those guys down there in Iowa love it, but down there it's $30 a bottle.
No.
Well, then he's just buying bulk because he like doesn't want to spend the same amount of money.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cheaper in the long run.
We always make a trip over to Woodman's, man.
Yeah,
but those guys love it. It's like I just like ugh. It's like that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's
I
like
can take a shot of it, but gonna be it after that.
I think the last time we were drinking, I finished the bottle of that.
Oh,
and
after that party, after the last one, for the Christmas Eve episode,
obliterated.
Oh, you did.
Like the rest of that night. Well, cause
how much do you remember of that night?
I remember all of it very clearly.
At least the nice thing is if you guys get too intoxicated to drive home, we have spare bedroom, we have couches, we have air mattresses. So
we got moves. Yeah, moves to not make. Where we don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah. Because that's the idea. Because it's like okay, we're coming here, we're not leaving.
It's a big incentive change when you know you can like pass out at the place that you're going to.
Yeah, exactly. And this way, then in the next day, it's like I have eggs, I have bacon, I have bread. So it's like I got all the fixings for a good breakfast in the morning.
I got the hangover cure. So.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
Yeah, right.
Somebody needs to bring it.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I was obliterated. I mean, I think like the night started out even.
You finished off what? 4 bottles? 3
probably
bottles?
5, almost 5 bottles.
Yeah.
All those look
half of them, a couple of them were just a couple shots, but then we finished the orange bottle together.
Yeah.
The orange bottle that we started on the pod.
Oh,
we had 2 bottles of whiskey on the pod, right?
Yeah.
And we finished the orange like Jameson bottle. Me and Phil probably did like 6 shots at the end of that each. Yeah, that was nuts. And then I I'm surprised how much Brad drank.
Really? He tied one too?
No.
He drank. He overdrank most of the party here, and he was gone by 9 or whatever.
He had
to work. I was so impressed. Florida man for the win.
Yeah, Florida man for the win, right?
Yeah, no. So that was
that's the episode right here. That's the episode title. This one, Florida man for the win.
Yeah,
Florida man for the win.
That was so that entire night though. Like we had finished. Probably like 8 bottles total. So like how much was left. There's probably all like 5, 6, 7, 5 shots.
Yeah, we were all just like.
But I was Jano was like trying to get everybody to finish them too, and I was like, okay, fine. And then
you didn't know what you were getting.
Yeah, because she would say pick a number like 1 through 50.
She just randomly like number them, and you just have to pick a number. You don't know.
Yeah,
and it was So like, it turned into that, and I don't know. We finished a good chunk of them.
We had fun though. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I was throwing bottles at the end of the night. Like
we had to give him back a bottle because he couldn't throw most of the bottles because they were glass.
I almost threw a glass bottle in my house.
Like,
and they're like, "Hey, don't do that." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then,
then we went, well, it is your house, but like
everybody has to walk
like
this
right,
break
like,
a TV or something, dude. Like I was just chucking them. So yeah, that was my bad. You know,
nail a guest in the head. You know?
Yeah, I accidentally hit Megan off the chair or something. But you know that's fine.
At least nobody got hurt. Nobody got DUIs. That's the big.
Not
that's
any more hurt than I already was.
So. Yeah, the DUI thing pisses me off, dude. I was mad after. Well, I mean, names that don't have to be named.
We already know.
But you know, I think what I'm gonna start doing is like putting everybody's
keys in a bowl.
Keys in a bowl. Yeah, I'm gonna do the keys in the bowl thing.
Like if you're drinking,
yeah,
you're not driving.
Drinking and driving. Put your keys in the bowl.
That's
you
fair.
can't drink and drive.
See,
and granted, like I drive home after pods all the time, like back at his place. So I don't.
But like
you're very mindful. Though.
It depends on how much you drink.
That's the thing too.
Like if it's just a pod, I could drive.
Yeah.
But if it's like we're drinking,
yeah.
Nope.
Like
I'm not even gonna touch the keys.
Yeah. Like I know for a fact I would not have gotten
like if
behind the wheel.
If I can't walk,
with how much I had in me,
or like I can't get up and walk a straight line, like straight-ish line.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna pick up a pair of keys.
I've given people sobriety tests before they've left,
and I'm okay with that.
But I was not coherent enough to do that last time, so like I kind of wish somebody else would have done that for me. But I don't know. I don't know how it would have gone or what.
No, sure.
You know what I mean?
How would they react? You know.
Yeah, I didn't want to like
we're trying to like
either.
add them. You know what I mean?
I know.
And then does that push them to just drive home? You know, because you're telling me not to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
it's always weird when you get in a state of
what
mind
point,
of an alcohol.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah. At what point do you become dad? And you're like, okay, you don't want to.
At what point do you have
But there's
to?
also
like,
though.
right.
That's the thing. It's the liabilities that comes from this house because it's like even though you supplied the alcohol, you could be liable charged for it.
Yeah, but we're all over.
We're all
21
age.
plus.
Yeah. So that wouldn't really play a factor.
There's lawyers. They're always looking for a way to get to screw over somebody.
I'll get up a lawyer. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But it's always good to be forward thinking about.
No, I would be like I would be distraught as all hell if somebody like left my house at party or whatever, and then I got pulled over, got the DUI. Didn't hurt anybody. But what if they did hurt anybody? Then I would be
when my dad comes up, you should talk to him about it. Before I was born, talked about his parties. Those parties were wild. But it's like he had some defining moments that was like, we can't do this anymore. I mean, one person was lost their life. Bad. Fell down the stairs. It was like 15 stairs down to the basement. Nobody knew she was down there for hours.
Wow.
So one person was passed out almost in the driveway. One person was leaving in the morning, almost got hit. So those are the real wake-up calls. So it's like, it's learning from those people. That's like,
Yeah, we had parties back in high school where we'd go race cars afterwards. Like, and then one of our buddies got into a bad accident. So we were just like, we lay back, you know.
I hear you. There was one party I went to where there's twins and their friend. They all went out drinking and driving.
Yep.
They were run on the gravel roads and they messed up. Rolled the truck, both twins died, and he got left there. They were looking to charge him for double homicide, so like the negligent homicide for the whole thing. And the parents didn't want to because it's like he has to live with that trauma for the rest of his life. His prison's gonna be far worse than bars, and so they
probably dropped it down to like a manslaughter charge.
I have no idea. I never kept up with the whole situation.
But you do like reckless manslaughter. And then it's like a second degree. But
the worst part is all his kids were under 18,
but not long.
He's usually like 5 to 10.
Yeah,
like 5 on good.
But he's got 5 on good.
5 on good. 5 on good behavior, and then paroled out. But yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so that's just like insane. Like, you know, luckily I've never had anything like that crazy happen. You know, like we've had
people jumping through fires and shit like that. It's just like At what point do we stop this?
jumping through fires is a bit much. I feel
But
like
at the time, it's just like,
one slip and
well,
Yeah.
we get that too. But like,
yeah.
you're dumb enough to do it. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I'm a winner at that
like-
game. Yeah. Oh yeah.
There was one party I went
At
to.
what point do you stop playing? You know, like.
Yeah, because there's one party I went to. This was over 20 years ago now. This was when I was in college. So we were all at a house party. We're all drinking, and one guy wanted to go, but he got too drunk, and then he got a little angry and stuff like that. But this guy is ripped. I mean, he makes him and I look small. I mean, he played for ASU, so it's
Oh,
like he was a big dude. And so we ended up having to call the cops on him to convince him not to drive because he wanted to drive home. So it's like that's how far
we're
we
not
had
gonna
to get.
stop you. Like physically can't because.
Oh no! It took five guys.
No,
to
yeah,
hold
but
it
like,
down.
yeah.
Oh,
Like,
dude, I
Peter
had
we
Marshall.
physically can't.
Yeah.
So it's just like, how are we gonna stop you?
Yeah, well, it was
Otherwise,
all
yeah.
of us. One guy had a chokehold on him. I had one arm. One guy had another arm. People had his legs too. It's like,
And he's probably still walking around.
oh, he was. So it's like we tried to work our way around to the door and stuff like that. And then we went around, and locked all the doors, but we had to go that nth degree to let him know. It's like we don't
are
want
not
you to
gonna let
drive.
you drive, yeah.
And he's like, you can crash here, man. There's a bedroom, there's a couch, there's a floor, and it's like we had to call the cops, and the cops was nice enough, and he was lucky we got somebody that was a senior, someone that's been on the force for a lot of years, and he sat there and talked him down and recognized that what we were trying to do, because we didn't rat on him. We didn't want him to drive because it's like the level of intoxication could have killed somebody, or worse yet, could have destroyed his entire career.
Yeah.
Or both.
Yeah.
Yeah, or both. Yeah,
You know what you need in that situation?
taser.
You get one hot girl in the car, lock the doors out, and then you get him inside. You know, like that's what you do.
Or
Because
weed.
he's not gonna hurt a girl
Or weed.
or weed. Yeah,
You know.
Yeah.
Hey,
sober him up a
Now
little bit.
Arizona's legal, so
Yeah.
come light this up.
Yeah,
Like,
or Adderall. Like you just like sober him out, like,
just like
get him
let's go to
ready
the
to
next
go.
three.
You know, yeah.
Just cut up a line.
It's
Yeah.
water.
Is wa-
Oh man.
That'll do it too. Yeah, I can't. You know, for like our high school, I think we had like one. Like somebody tried to recreate the movie Project X.
Oh no.
Oh Jesus.
Oh,
So like
no.
I don't know how much I can get into this, right? Like there's names involved that are
You don't have to
still
say names.
You don't have to say
implied.
names.
No.
No.
You can use initials.
But yeah, right.
I'm not gonna know
Nobody
who they are.
knows.
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I might know,
I'm joking, but
but you're not.
so you know, like long story short, our principal found out about it.
Oh.
Parents got involved.
No, we just went downhill from
We
there.
had a house party like that too.
Yeah, house party.
yeah,
Girl
yeah.
threw it without her parents home. That
Oh
was
yeah,
kinda
principal
the
like
premise,
called
right?
all of us down there, and we're just like, So we just found a different place.
Yeah, I
We're
had
like,
to say
all
I
right,
wasn't.
we won't throw it there.
I had to say I wasn't there. You know, and that's like the safe play. Like you just be like, oh, I
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
there that night.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I was uptown.
walked in, walked out. Yeah.
I made an
Heard
appearance.
about it.
I made an appearance and I left.
The thing was is
That
like
was my favorite.
yeah.
I made an appearance and I left.
You pulled the
thing-
Denzel Washington, left before the devil showed
Yeah,
up.
it's like the Irish goodbyes. Like you're just out, in and out.
I
But
was there when it started, left right after. You know,
the amount,
Yeah.
well, left when it got crazy. That
Well,
was like a
just-
big,
just like, hey, I'm there
Yeah.
right when it started. I'll stay 20 minutes and I'm out.
yeah. That was like a really big excuse for a lot of people. But it was like, oh yeah, because the problem was that like the main person like threw everybody under the
Oh
bus.
yeah, they were there.
So there were like 400 names like brought into the office.
Jesus, like your entire
Oh,
class.
yeah.
It was
No,
like
yeah.
everybody, dude.
It happened to
Not
us
400,
too.
but it was probably
Because like,
like 100 people in like a class of like 150. Like it was like it was crazy.
we had
crazy.
50 of us out of like
And
80 that
yeah.
got called down.
That's anything over like 50% in that scenario, and like because you know that everybody else also said the same thing where they were like, oh yeah, like,
I saw him there.
I saw him there too, but I left before it got rowdy or whatever, and like that's always the same story. But obviously, like the cops got called on that party too, so like
But then
that
like,
was just like a
those
whole
house
police
parties
report.
too. It's like me and my buddies would fight just for fun,
Yeah.
just like out in the front.
Hey, can we wrestle?
Yeah,
Like
well, no, it'd be like let's box.
Oh yeah.
Like let's throw hands.
Throw a little bit of hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we'd walk
Just
in,
see if I can, like,
walk
take
into school
take
the
a
next
hit.
day. It was just like black eyes and like busted up knuckles, and the teachers are just like looking at us like, "What happened?" We're just like, "Nothing."
Fight Club. We don't talk about Fight Club.
We fell.
Yeah.
We fell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got back up again though.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Like right, like you're lucky I showed up. Like
Right.
why? Don't ask me any stupid questions. I'll leave.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're lucky I'm here. Like I'm hungover as shit, black eye, and I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And then they were like, dude, this is high school.
and I go, I don't care.
Probably not be hungover. No, it's like
I was walking through high school with a water bottle full of vodka.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
till my math teacher got
did
caught.
you ever drink at school, Jeff? Be
Not
honest.
in college, but high school. Or not in high school, but I did in college.
Okay, all right.
But then again, it's like I
drank.
walked everywhere because it's like I didn't have it because it's like it was Phoenix, so it's like it was a pain. But it's like it was always
It's like you
easier.
don't even want to drink.
I only
because you're
lived a
just
mile from the
dehydrated
school.
No,
already.
yeah, like that one I understand.
Yeah.
But like
But high
where
school,
we
I
were
really
just-
didn't. I worked 2 jobs in high school. I played sports. I was always busy.
You didn't have time.
Yeah, and
I was
but I
in the
was.
sports group, but all of my teammates were doing the same thing I was. So it's just like,
Man, I was such a degenerate in high school, man.
Yeah, I just didn't stick around for that stuff because they would do stupid stuff, and it's like,
well, yeah,
and
like
a lot of the parties would
I'd
end up getting busted.
partake, but it's just like, oh, we're gonna go do this. I'm like, oh, I'm going my own way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not a part of that. Like
Yeah,
they'd go like fuck around and get in trouble, and then
Mhm.
coach would call all of them in the office. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
And like we had one of my teammates like got accused of doing something at a party that he didn't do, and we all knew this because he was with us, and we weren't even like at the party at the time this alleged thing happened.
that'd be scary though. Being a kid, being
No,
a young
yeah,
man
yeah,
this
yeah.
age, all you have to do is say the woman says one wrong thing, and your career's
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
someone in one of our school uniforms, but it wasn't any of us.
mm-hmm.
Like, because we were all like out back smoking, like
Yeah.
passing the blunt around. Like literally, we were all like, we even have video like footage of it. So we even like brought it to the principal, and we're like, "Here's the timestamp. Here's
us
the video."
committing illegal things. Like,
No,
this is not
well,
what he did.
they don't know what it's a
Yeah.
cigar.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, we were smoking a cigar.
Clearly a blunt, but yeah.
No,
You can't smell video.
you're right.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Just cigar.
Never inhale.
Just a cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the video stamp and timestamp, and the principal's like, "All right, you guys can go." Like they even said, we had to give over the video to the police. Like, here's our timestamp. Like
Mm-hmm.
here, and we were standing outside for 2 hours, like sitting there just smoking.
Yeah.
And like while this whole thing like happened, and we were all like in our jerseys because we had a game the next day or whatever.
Yeah.
And so
This is where we really need to really look at the laws and stuff like that. Because if there's a woman that's willing to make a false claim, that she needs to get punished.
Hey,
They need to make a
The
real example.
same punishment
Yeah.
for the crime that the guy would have gone to jail for.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen.
Oh yeah.
I'm so sick of it because it's something that like
But the key to the story
baseless. Oh yeah,
was like we heard this.
record your
we
doing
were-
stupid shit.
Well, I mean,
yeah. Record yourself smoking blunts.
at least at
Cigars.
times.
It can get
At
you-
times-
Cigars.
It can
At
get
cigars,
you
yeah,
out
at
of
ti-
sexual
at times-
assault claims.
At times, yes, it can.
Young ones,
it can
young
benefit, but
kids.
it could also hurt you pretty bad.
That's a different
Because
crime.
Coach
though.
knew it was not a cigar, so,
Oh, yeah.
so
Drug test.
random, yeah.
No, did your guys' school up here? Like I didn't know this, but Alicia's school, they actually would test. They would drug test you, and they'd also do tests for steroids too, down there in Illinois.
We did at
That's for steroids.
Yeah.
Really?
We did
Yeah.
too.
That's
We
impressive.
did too. We did a steroid test. We did a drug test the once after they caught us smoking
Was-
that cigar.
Was that for
But-
like a state baseball though? Would that be
That was for football.
for football?
hmm Because
Okay.
we did have a football player 2 years before get in trouble for steroids.
Yeah.
So-
Get a little,
It's
a little
crazy.
roidy, a little
Well,
ragey.
It's crazy
He
to
comes in-
roid in
he
high
comes-
school.
He was
That's
maybe
nuts.
135 pounds junior year and comes in at 235 the next year, just jacked.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you?
You can't tell me he gained 100 pounds of muscle just over the summer.
Yeah, maybe like
That's-
30, but not 100.
But the build to be able, because it could be done, but it's like the amount of protein you'd have to eat.
No,
Your
yeah.
parents would
No.
have to buy a cow just to be able
Yeah.
to keep up with that.
No, it can't
like-
be done.
and like-
no, yeah.
and like,
sorry,
we'd all,
but
like-
no.
Go out to eat, and he wouldn't eat very much. So it's just like it doesn't add up.
Yeah,
Like we're all like 3 plates deep. Like
yeah. Just
you
imagine.
you have a plate. Like
I wonder how he's doing now.
I
You
don't
know what I
don't
mean?
know.
Not that you have to know, but like I just wonder that like you
'Cause
know,
as a team, we all kind of like cut ties.
yeah,
Because at that point, we're just like,
dude,
we're not
Mhm.
getting in trouble for that because we're not doing it.
yeah. I'm sure more kids did them back in the day than like I'm
There
thinking.
were more than just
But
him.
I think it's
because a lot of our
crazy
teammates
to
like,
me.
flaked
Mhm.
out.
Yeah,
Considering
Yeah.
back in the 80s and 90s, if you had a prescription, I mean, it wasn't until the scandal with WWF back in 87, like you can get them, you can come
Well, it's all,
prescribed.
all until Chris Benoit did what he did.
Oh, this was even before that.
I think like they made a big deal
Well,
after that
at that point, but the big one was in 87, 88
with Schwarzenegger.
No, this is with Vince McMahon, their doctor out of Pennsylvania, and the Hulk Hogan.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Hulk Hogan goes on a city
Oh,
hall and
yeah.
they're
No,
like
it-
screws
okay,
the pooch.
so
22-inch python.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Like,
right.
Yeah.
I think there's very few.
Problem
if you-
is, it's like morally speaking, steroids are fine, but yeah, it's like it's just like a weird thing where like
In a scripted profession, I think steroids should be fine.
well,
but, like,
baseball
when-
was a lot more fun when they're roided out. You know, it's like watching the home
so
run
true.
race.
Like
Baseball now
I
is like,
mean,
yeah.
look at this,
They-
but they had
they-
to change the rules because it's so boring.
they
Yeah.
they did.
I think they should do like the enhanced like baseball games, you know, and other sports too. But they should separate people who are clearly using steroids and people who are not juicing, and then like make it 2 different separate leagues. Let the people who want to just like
juice.
push everything into their bodies, so there's like, you know, illegal or quote unquote FDA not approved, whatever. Let them
What
get
do we
as
call it?
enhanced games. The enhanced
The
games.
enhanced. the
Mhm.
enhanced.
Yep.
And
And
just
let
let-
the memes go.
Do we make it for every sport then?
Yeah, you could make it for like all Olympic sports. I mean, you could just make
every
like a different
sport.
league.
I wouldn't do Olympic
Um,
sports because a lot of the participants are kids. Like that.
Yeah, but a lot of them
14 to
like
21.
like blood dope. A lot of them blood
Oh,
dope.
oh,
And-
for sure. The
and-
Chinese
yeah,
got in
yeah.
trouble with that. What
The
was it in
Chinese-
Beijing?
Yeah, that was,
That was
not
in
that long ago.
Was that 16 or was that 14?
all their
bring Michael Phelps over.
all their figure skaters are like what 20? It was whatever year it was. They were all like 12 to 15, and all of them got in trouble for like blood doping in some capacity. And I don't know exactly like what the metabolics that they use are. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I would love to see some like roided out like baseball where they are all hitting home runs.
So
like,
you,
pretty much
you
every
want to go
single
back
time.
to 2005?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
you want to
yeah.
go further back? Go back to the 90s with Pride.
I was thinking more of the end towards like Barry Bonds, Mark,
Barry
Mark
Bonds, yeah.
McGuire,
Yeah.
Barry
you know,
Bonds,
Sammy Sosa.
Sammy
AGH,
Sosa.
yeah,
The
all
corked
those
bat.
guys.
It's like,
Roger Clemens. You
Yeah.
know,
yeah,
yeah.
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 Like-
I would like in maybe I mean baseball in
Even though
particular is like
base-
such a boring sport.
baseball-
Make it like enhanced.
Yeah,
already.
watch
You
these
just
guys
make that
drop
one, like,
500-yard
I would love to see it.
home runs.
It'll
Aaron
make the
Judge
game
is
way
doing
more
that
fun.
without roids. Aaron Judge hit 60+ home runs in the last 2 years.
Wow.
Like season 60
Okay,
plus.
but he might still
then
be
sh-
like roided a
and then
little bit,
Shohei,
right?
Shohei Ohtani
Okay.
comes back from season-ending surgery last year and hits 50 home runs and steals 50 bases. He's in the 50-50 club. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
like insane.
No, and you know, they're like I think a lot of sports right now are going through this like weird thing where
But then it's like, do they just find something that's not on the HGH?
yeah,
on the
well,
spectrum.
scale.
Well, that's what
you
USADA
know,
does
like-
with UFC. They,
So
they
there's
keep
a
your
lot
blood
of-
test for 5 years.
there's a lot of very close,
No,
and
definitely, I
I
believe.
think
Oh, I was
they're
using this protein which had this in it.
I think
and,
they're
you
really
know, like-
I think they're really good at detecting that. Like, you know, I think they use like free base testosterone to test. So it's like how much like testosterone is going through this person, and then they kind of compare it to like okay, DHT and like estrogen and like how much is getting blocked from like the free estrogen or from the free testosterone flow. And like, I think they can find the very close variants. Like, and you know, all of those are technically illegal too. There's like a research chemical.
That's USADA. USADA from UFC does it. They keep your sample on there, so it's like you could watch somebody have a phenomenal career, and then all of a sudden, in 10 years, they test their blood because now there's new stuff out there or new technology, and it's like, well, there goes that championship reign because now he's got an asterisk.
What if it's a new drug that they just put on the list that just became, you know, like,
and that's the thing. I think,
like, say I retired 3 years ago, a new drug came up that's You know how like cannabis has like the they have like THCA now. THCA,
and
HHC.
that is literally the
so on and so forth.
Yeah, but like THCA, they found a way to like carboxylize that, right? And then like when you heat that up, that is literally the THC 9 delta that was illegal for so long or whatever. But it's like
allegedly,
same effects, whatever.
Allegedly.
But, you know, they just spray that on and that's like it now, right? And that's like what people do. But like the same thing with like tests, right? So like trenbolone, and then you have like all of these weird different like derivatives to it. Like one you might get from soy, one you might get from like a different protein.
I mean, a lot of people are mad because they came out with like the Delta 8 gummies or whatever, but you're still pissing dirty for marijuana.
Yeah,
because it is a marijuana product.
Yep, it's that like cannabinoid,
even though it's not
cannabinoid.
Even though it's not like you're getting high off of it, you're still getting in trouble because you're pissing dirty.
It's like close enough, and I think they can detect all of that with like the, you know, test and whatever else.
So probably get that specific. You have to draw blood for that one.
Yeah,
would make sense.
But, you know, like, imagine just because, like, all sports seem to be kind of going downhill. And, like, I think you guys have probably seen it with NBA, first off. Like, NBA ratings are down so bad.
So is hockey.
Right?
So is hockey.
Well, they all went woke. They all started to mix politics with everything. It's like, people, when you start...
That's why I like baseball.
Yeah.
Classic. Keep it classic.
Yeah. America's game. Like...
Massey. He cracked another homer.
Old sport. He does it again. It's like that 50s broadcast, boy.
Just think
bring it back.
Please.
Just think of the introduced steroids to cricket.
You know where they had nicknames for everybody? Oh, here's Short Joe.
Cricket on steroids. That would be fun to watch. Guy hits the cricket. Boom.
I imagine like I think like games in general, like
soccer.
Sports in general.
Just let them kick it a mile.
They're just going, like all game, 90 minutes. They're just running the whole time. Yeah.
We don't stop the clock.
But I think soccer is probably one of those staples that really, it's like, it's just keeps growing, especially when you have some all-stars.
Soccer is one of the most fun games to watch.
As long as they remain unjabbed, they're fine.
Yeah. I'll hold my opinions to this, but yeah. I just think like a lot of sports have gone like political. It's like kind of unfortunate because
when DEI,
but I think that kind of happens at the end of certain eras. Like I feel like before like big changes happen, and it would be really fun to see like if they were to open up, you know, more into like enhanced games and like when you can just like have people
bring Barry Bonds back.
Yeah. Bring like I don't know, bring anybody back from any era that's like clearly did steroids during the time. It would just make everybody like on the same playing field. Because everybody in like the NFL pretty much juices, right? Like that's pretty much known. I don't know if you guys like agree with me on that.
They may, but it's like if the NFL's either looking away or the steroids they have right now are not being able to be detected. Because I know they have an anti-doping policy.
They
have the strict anti-doping policy. You get caught with weed, you're suspended for the year. Like.
They're really rough on THC.
I figure like they probably like let a couple.
But it's weird though.
It's DUI, you're suspended for 6 games at least.
Yeah, that's
Like,
insane.
and you're legal age, but like you're doing something stupid, obviously.
yeah.
What if you're what
So
was
I
that
just
guy that played for
imagine,
Baltimore
like,
Ravens? You can
Beat your wife.
beat your wife, and still get a Super Bowl ring.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're still on the
Definitely.
roster.
Yeah.
You're still on the roster.
Kaepernick's off. No, it's like
Oh, did you hear about Teddy Bridgewater?
I did.
Oh my God! But he's a backup quarterback for the Lions. But it's like one tackle, he's done. One sack, he's done.
oh yeah, you
because
got
Bridgewater is so
break an ankle.
no Bridgewater is so
Well,
prone to concussions.
It's got to be 2 because we got to take
They
out
were like,
Goff
"Hey,
first.
break a leg,
Yeah.
kid," and
You
then he
gotta-
went
you gotta
out
take
there.
out Goff to get to Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No. So it's just I don't know. I hope sports does turn around. That would be my prediction for like the next 5 years. Is that like sports get interesting again? But I think they're gonna have to like break down some rules about like, the whole.
remove some
I think
policies.
you gotta
Well-
like let people
well,
get
they are
like,
making,
violent,
like,
you know,
XFL and UFL,
AFL
the
and
UFL,
stuff like that.
or-
Yeah.
which I don't know their policies on steroids.
They're, I mean,
or-
they're
you
all
know
like,
what I mean?
they're like the 30 over league.
or
You
the
know what I mean?
CFL, the Canadian Football League, or
Yeah.
whatever. Where
The
Yeah.
XFL was a good attempt and it had really good ratings in the first couple of games, but then it just became just a
Yeah.
a parody.
I mean, sports is kind of tough because it's like if it doesn't like turn around here, I think we're gonna end up with like lingerie football, and that's really about the only thing that people are gonna watch, you know, which is fine, but it's just
Those
like
girls
not.
are tough, man. Those girls are tough. They're wearing full pads and they're wearing lingerie. It's like
me
these
a
broads
team
are
in
tougher
every
than
And
guys.
then, and then they're
Let's
gonna,
go.
they're gonna like add that to the WNBA, like you know, it's gonna be crazy.
Watch, those girls are gonna get paid more than WNBA.
Well, they probably already
they'll
do.
get paid more than any athlete.
Oh yeah, right. They
Drink
probably
to
all have
that.
an OnlyFans. Like, here you go. You can watch me change into my bra and my shoulder pads. Watch me pull up my stockings and put my cleats on.
Yeah, only fans, only football. I get it.
Yeah.
You know, it sells itself. No, it's just like I don't know. We're at a point where like all
It's all
sports-
just going to become AI generated.
Yeah. There's some really good
it's
AI
gonna be
generated movies.
robot.
It's gonna be
yeah,
scripted,
It's
yeah.
gonna be robots
Yeah.
and yeah.
Mm.
No, scripted. Yeah, it's gonna
Scripted
be
or
like-
or
Well, it's
yeah,
already is
robotic,
scripted, you know.
or just like artificial.
yeah, but like how did you know? As somebody who like appreciates like culture, right? Like the art of
I
even
think,
like the
I think,
football
like wrestling
games and-
entertainment is probably like the one genuine thing that's really like after Vince McMahon and all of his shit that went down in 2024. It's like the current people that are like because UFC bought
Yeah,
WWE,
Yep.
they're actually making more money than they ever than they did like because like they're making more money than like a few first like
Yeah.
you have to really break it down by time spent by who
Mhm.
owns who, but they're really actually making more money and they're not being as grotesque as the Attitude Era, but the Attitude Era
Bring
really
that back.
defined a
No,
really
bring
big
that back.
yeah. The Attitude Era is pretty interesting. But like I was listening to Steve Nash, and he was talking about WN or the NWO. It's like what made Generation X so popular is that it was very limited. They only kept like 6 people, 4 to 6 people. Well, the NWO they started adding everybody. It's like that's what kind of tanked them all done. It's like I was thinking about this is like if McMahon's son, because like he basically parted ways in like 2010 or 2015. If he would have went and bought the WCW and revitalize it and like just give his dad the middle finger, go from there. Because it's like if you ever watched the McMahon story, like he actually went and bought everything up and he was very strategic in how he ever did it. Hulu has Behind the Ring or
Okay.
Dark Side of the Ring. It's put on by Vice. Really, really well done
I think
series.
they have McMahon on there too.
Yeah,
Like
that's on next.
the new one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
on. They did. Netflix did a whole series on itself. Outside of that property, because Vice went out of business. They went 2 left and just became the sounding board.
Yeah.
And
They
so-
used to have like Motherboard and like a couple of cool like subsidiaries, and all of them are gone.
But if you like that culture, and you're like,
Yeah.
because like I don't care about what the theatrics of the ring is, but it's like you get behind and you learn about all these people. It's like I learned so much watching the 4 seasons of Dark Side of the Ring. They did a phenomenal job in like bringing up some icons of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Like it's really well done. Because like I've growing up in the 90s, I went to a bunch of WCW, WWF events there in Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, Minneapolis. You know, it was fun.
to one in lacrosse.
My name on it.
Yeah, and like learning more about like Scary Sherry. What's her name? I can't remember her. But that was she used to be the manager of Harlem Heat. She was with WWE, WWF, and stuff like that. But when she died, stuff like that. It's sad because I got to meet her. I mean, I got to meet Booker T and Stevie Ray and those, and then bunch of people. Chris Jericho. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, there's a pretty bad. I got one right now. But it was really cool to watch these people, and it's like you knew the wrestling, the drum was fake, but the real athleticism. That's where it's really at. It's like the athleticism, high rope flying. It's like that's where it's kind of exciting to see what they all pull off.
Yeah.
Now Brock Lesnar is going to be the same with The Rock, because they're all doing some really inappropriate things.
Yeah, I don't know how that's all going to come back. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, because that federal investigation is not done yet.
But I know that like having the UFC, I mean, because that's Dana White, right? So like you have him in charge of like the old school wrestling format. I think he could do a lot with it. He's been trying to do like that slap fight stuff.
That stuff is really taken off. It's really actually quite impressive.
Man, watching the injuries after that is like awesome. Yeah. Like, I love it. Well, you get your entire face. It looks like you just had like 3 strokes. Like, you know, your entire like left side of your face is gone because somebody was just hitting it for fun, I guess. I don't know, for money. I don't know how that does for ratings, but I know if you put like a Dana White there, like he would be more likely to take that to the top than anybody else.
I think that's why we're going to see a new evolution change, isn't that slap fighting? Like Tim Silva. Like I've met Tim Silva. I've had conversation. I almost did a podcast with Tim Silva. The Wild Man. Yeah. But it's like that was when who was an uncle passed away for Alicia for Alicia, so we weren't able to go to that. But I actually had a podcast scheduled with Tim Silva, and he right now is currently the champion of slap fighting. So,
really?
Yeah, he lives
like
in Iowa.
It. Okay.
Yeah, he lives in Iowa. We could actually go down there and meet him at the Iowa Deer Classic. He has a booth. I got a couple autographs and stuff like that. He's really if you see his hands like are like twice the size of mine.
Grizzlies, you know.
Oh, they're big paws. They're big paws. Like just get slapped by that. It's like
a trash can, man. Like
But he and I were talking this past March in the Iowa Deer Classic. I wouldn't want to get slapped by him. He's a champion, man. He's a champion for a reason.
Can I get my face autographed after?
His hand,
right?
Get it tattooed. Please slap me.
But I think you're onto something though. That slap fighting is something.
No, it's something different, and I think that's like what sports needs. It needs to be like outside of this realm of like just the MLB or the NFL or the NBA. We're like running out of like sports to like watch intently, bet on. That's a big thing, right?
Well, you can bet on everything now.
You can bet on everything.
You can bet on the freaking election.
Yeah. But being able to bet is right. Honestly,
how dare you predict our scripted event?
Yeah, right. But like being able to bet on it is like a big thing. So like the more things that you can bet on is like awesome, and I love seeing that for like even the NFL. That's
Pete
probably
Rose,
the one
man.
thing.
They gotta let Pete Rose back into the Hall of Fame.
Gotta let him in now.
Yeah.
We've mentioned it.
He's now passed away. But yeah, that wish paintball could come back the way it did back in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
but it's a very expensive sport to participate in, and there's not a whole lot of dollars behind it anymore.
I feel like that's not really going to be the issue. It's like, how do you make paintball something that people would want to watch on a Sunday afternoon? Like that, I think is like what people have to look at.
The nice thing is it's very short. Each round is like 5 minutes. So it's very quick, very short, high action, high speed. But the thing is like
there was a moment in time. There was a moment in time where like I actually wanted to watch professional tag. Have you guys
professional tag?
Yes.
Yeah. Minneapolis actually had a team.
It looks like a wipeout arena. But
yeah, it's like parkour with tag.
Yeah, but you have like 2 players on both sides. In like a minute and a half, you have to like dodge the other person, otherwise you get tagged and you're out.
That's wild.
Yeah, and like that kind of stuff, like, I mean, it's insanely athletic. First of all, the amount of like start and stop you have to do when you have somebody on the other side.
I'd pull some. I'm out.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the frisbee soccer?
Frisbee soccer?
Yeah, they actually Minneapolis has one.
Frisbee maybe, but
no, we when Alicia and I went to a football game for the Vikings and Bears a couple years ago during the halftime show, they participated and it was really quite intense.
Yeah,
very enticing to watch.
I believe
How
it.
does that work?
Basically, yeah, frisbee football. Yeah, it's like you just got a frisbee soccer. You just like you have one frisbee and you're just passing it back and forth.
You talking about ultimate frisbee?
Pretty much.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's. I think.
Okay, yeah. Ultimate frisbee is like so. It is like you score at the end of the it is frisbee football essentially.
Yeah.
You have an end zone, and if you can get your team over to the other side,
Oh yeah, it's super fun to play.
I used to play.
Super fun to play.
And you have to get cleats and all that. You go hard.
Yeah.
Hail Marys at the end of the game and everything. Like it is.
Backspin, yeah.
I love it.
Back, yeah.
It's hard to throw, so thank God I had like good throwers. But I'd just be like a runner. I'd just be like, I'm out there, I'm deflecting, and I
was good at throwing
playing defense and stuff. But yeah,
I was decent at catching it if I could catch up to it.
Yeah, like I almost wonder if we could have like a professional like capture the flag type game kind of come back in. And like see if that would get like ratings, or, on more than just like ESPN 8 or ESPN 2 or whatever.
ESPN the Ocho.
Yeah, ESPN the Ocho.
King of the Hill.
A part of it might be like ESPN 2 just needs to get like these really insane announcers that are just funny. Like all the time, and can like reference
get some comedians.
Everything.
Get like a Bert Kreischer or
you
Tommy
get
Segura.
Comedians.
Or that's basically about
it. You
it.
get the comedian.
Yeah,
and then you just
I don't know
have
if they can trust Tom Segura on live television.
That's
not him.
Like,
Bert Kreischer was a great example.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can trust him.
I don't think you can trust him either. They're both hilarious.
Pre-recorded.
Yeah, but that'd be the way to.
Tom Brady in the booth last night. Got it.
Because I'm so like as an American right now, I'm kind of in a spot where I'm more apt to watch like Coney Island eating hot dogs or whatever.
Did you see they put in soy dogs in there?
Vegan dogs.
Vegan dogs. Like that stuff is even toxic. Like hot dog itself is toxic, but it's
gross.
like you doing that, it's even worse.
I wouldn't taste that on TV just watching, but that looks that would be nasty.
Talk about hailing a bag of dicks.
Yeah. Way more than I signed up for, honestly.
Didn't choke on a single one.
Yeah, so me as an American right now, I'm in this spot where I'm like, I don't really want to watch, like, the NFL is probably like the last place where I'm like kind of putting a little bit of attention into. But the rest of it is like politics, which is just really unfortunate. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. As somebody who just like doesn't want to like turn my brain on to what Trump or Biden or Kamala is doing on TV.
I already hear about that. Like I scroll my phone, I see that. Like,
yeah.
How many times are you going to drill this to me?
But the problem is like you look at like the MSNBC ratings and you look at the CNN ratings and like
trash.
You look at AD. They're all bad now. But like they have more attention than most of the sports that we've been talking about.
They have more attention than the WNBA.
Yeah, that's the okay.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, I think we might. Dude, we just got up to 1 million views. Like 50K a year. I could do that.
I don't know what would be a good one because like all these ones they're fun and exciting, but it's like you gotta find a sport that's relatable that everybody can play. It's like kind of like watching dodgeball. Everybody likes playing dodgeball, and it's like you can play dodgeball. Like I think kickball would be a fun one to watch because it's like I used to play with my uncles.
Use me for that.
Yeah. Oh, I would take all the steroids.
you just all you can do is put in your kicking leg. Boom.
Boom. One leg, and then you could just limp to first base because of how far you kicked it.
It goes over the fence. It counts.
I can remember growing up, we'd play we'd all get together during summer days. That's what we'd play. We'd play kickball. This is when my grandpa
Foursquare
used to be the manager. Used to run the city dump down there in Iowa. But it was
hopscotch.
But it's so big. We had so much room to play on. It's like my uncles could just send these kickballs 150 yards out there. I mean, they could. When they were in shape and when they were in their 20s and 30s, man, they could knock those balls out there. But it's like it was fun because it's like you could be all the way back there and catch it, and it's like but it has to be a relatable sport that everybody can potentially play.
Yeah, that's volleyball would be a big one too.
That'd be a good one.
See, volleyball is like it's been tried. I know, like when I was still in my old
sand volleyball in particular.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
But it's like it just doesn't catch on. Nobody wants to go watch it. See, that's the downside.
Because everybody wants to play. That's one of those that like everybody can play.
Well, there's a league
you
here in
the
town.
shortest
There's a league
girl
here in the
ever,
area.
and you can set her up with a like not spike, but you can set her up with a play.
Give me a laser tag team.
Yeah, professional laser tag or professional. I don't know. We talked about it, but like paintball or airsoft or something. I don't know. It has to be something that has to change about sports. I don't know what it is. Me as like the casual American who's just like too politically involved at this point because everything is a politic thing. I want to go back to sports and I wanted to make it simple. But you're right. You have to make it relatable, playable, and watchable.
That's why I fish and hunt, because there's no politics needed.
Yeah.
Politics needed,
You guys are lucky on that though. Like that's not like a normal thing.
The only politics we really
my
get
guns
into.
even get like monitored. You know what I mean? Like,
At a certain point.
if I just want to go shooting, I don't know, shooting could be a sport, right? Like
The only politics that want to get us involved is like when we don't want this to happen.
Not pumpkins or.
Oh yeah. Anything a guy would drive up on a gator and tell you about? Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
He's watching.
Oh, they're always watching. The
watching.
cameras are 24/8.
I get it, man. I wish there was something that we could do to make it all work, but everybody's on their phone. Nobody wants to get out anymore. It's like it's like and with a 2-parent household, both of them working, it's very difficult to be able to manage all that stuff out there. So it's like your money is in what the parents are because you need at least a 2-income household, but it's like you have to include the parents and all that. Everything's getting more and more expensive these days. You know, like the average rent is like over $2,000 on a nationwide scale.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
You know, and it's like
definitely.
It's insane. Like how do you find that balance? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. And like it's weird to think that like all of these weird, rent is more, food is more, and like somehow that affects like how we watch entertainment.
Gas too as well.
None of us are going to the movies anymore. Like none of us are going to like watch sports teams live.
The Great
anymore.
Reset worked.
Yeah.
The Great Reset worked.
It's early in it though, and that's the problem.
Well, the abruption of in March of 2020 really kind of set things off.
Yeah.
That Great Reset worked out really, really well. Now because now we have all these
we'll have
little
one
microaggressions.
more probably in like 2027 that'll look a lot like 2020, and then the separation of the haves and the have-nots is done. It's just separate. Like you either go to sports on Sundays and like you go to like the games or whatever, or you don't. And
I've
like
gone to
that
more
simple.
games than I've seen movies lately.
Yeah.
Like, in realistically, like I've gone to more games in the last 5 years than I've seen movies in a theater.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Just something I enjoy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was talking
and
about
there haven't really been any like good movies that I just want to like go see in a theater, where I'll just be like, oh, I'll wait till it comes out, enjoying my own home where I can do whatever.
Yeah, because we have streaming systems. Like streaming
It'll be out in 2 weeks.
It destroyed the movie theaters.
Yeah, you'll get it pirated by somebody on like a laptop.
I'll find it.
It'll
Whatever,
happen.
yeah.
It'll happen. You might have like indie subtitles, but it'll be good.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We're pretty genutive here in America, so we'll figure out some way to rejuvenate something. But I don't think we're ever going to recapture everything the way it once was.
Yeah,
like with everything being able to streaming, it's like we'd basically have to have an EMP blast, reset everything, and begin again.
Yeah,
where there's
but
no
that's
cell
like,
phones, no. Yeah,
that kills so many people off there. Like I don't want that.
Well, the nice thing is to trim the herd.
It might be fun to watch.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't. I would lose a lot of people.
No, you don't.
Shit, I don't like to think about that. No, but like it's something to that too. Is like now that people are just like at home all the time and they're like scrolling through their phones and they're all like down a different like algorithm, right? So like everybody has like a different feed. We're not even getting like the same.
No,
like,
let's go back to like 2000 where we didn't have any of this. Nothing.
It was a good time. It was a good time to be alive.
Yeah, I wish I would have been alive for longer at that time.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
I was like,
I was lucky.
90s,
That was all my informative years in the 90s.
That's the time. Because then nothing's on photograph. You don't have any proof of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stupid shit I did. There's not that is not king.
Don't have any proof.
Yeah.
Besides my word.
But that was the upside, though. It's like I noticed, like as time progresses, like my family's got far and farther apart. We don't get together as often. You know, we're social in an antisocial world. You know, and it's like, and people yell at me. It's like, well phone works both ways.
How much does that has to do with politics nowadays?
Well,
Tribalism is real.
say that, but yeah,
Tribalism is real, and plus, there's a lot of people after the Great Reset want to be able to, like, do you have your card to go through from each district to be able to, like, to hang out with you?
Yeah,
because it's like
that's going to be a whole different thing.
Yeah. Because eventually we're gonna get to that point in time. We're all the stuff we're talking about right now is eventually gonna happen.
I am personally not gonna let that happen.
But how are you gonna compete with the Fortune 100?
More money. I'm gonna make more wealth than them.
You're not gonna be able to compete with BlackRock.
I will,
unless they snipe you.
We have to. I don't know. There's nothing you can really do. Like, you don't really have choice.
We'll be on the commune by then.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. You don't really have like an option. That's the problem.
Commune,
what are you gonna do? Like, the problem is like they're gonna all put you in a pod, and you're gonna have like a 15-minute city, and everything that you like leave the pod for is gonna be 10 minutes from your house. It's gonna be a walk. You're gonna come back home. You're gonna get back in the pod.
Yep. The prison cities.
But like personally, like I'm not ever gonna let that happen. That's like.
No, you gotta kill me.
No, I'll die before that happens.
Yeah,
that's the hill, right?
You gotta kill me at that one. Yeah,
that would be the appropriate hill to die on.
Yeah. So like I don't know if that happened by, like I said, probably like the real separation of wealth is probably gonna happen in like 2027, 2028. You put it somewhere in there, and then like 2030, like they're already like doing all their weird like WEF plans or whatever, right? So
iRobot, yeah,
iRobot. Yeah. All the girls are gonna have sex with robots. All the guys are gonna have sex with robots. There's gonna be no people.
Well, women have been able to have sex with robots since the 1800s. So it's like men will actually have something to. You know, now it's like it's just
the male loneliness.
They got the fleshlight out there, you know.
Yeah, but it's just like
still a robot.
I don't know, man.
Still a robot.
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know either.
It's just not my problem.
I know it's out there.
Yeah, it's been on the Googles. All right, who wants to pick a question tonight? Like,
I picked a question last time.
I'll do it.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. I have not picked a question in a minute, but I love that.
Well,
we've had some guests for a while.
We
So.
had guests?
Yeah.
We gotta stop having people on. You guys at home. No, I'm kidding.
Dang, I wish Kato was here for this one.
Like, that'll be a running joke for years.
Just, since we don't know what it is, just close it up, throw it back, and then draw another one.
No.
I read this one. I can't say that.
Fair.
When is it okay, if ever, to break the law?
Oh man, I wish Connor was here.
Connor, you need to.
Amazing.
Come on, LAPD. It's like you start hiring more people. Not just DEI hires.
FaceTime him right now.
Like, okay, I'm gonna cut.
I need this question.
Can I cut to reality for a second?
Yes.
All right. What was the question that you asked? We'll cut into this. No, I'm kidding.
When is it okay, if ever, to break the law?
When a law is not moral. So that's actually pretty easy. A great example would be like, you know, I don't know, Second Amendment machine guns, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Like, you should be able to break the law because the actual
I have
law
right to bear arms.
Is not like, yeah, it's not covering your inalienable rights, right? So
fair enough.
Okay. Yeah. But the ATF never heard that from me.
We can cut that too.
Yeah. So you think we'll just like cut? Yeah, no. So
just right after that first answer. Cut.
No, but I mean, like, I don't know. Morally, like, yeah, there's a lot of laws on the book that are not moral. I think I've like probably talked to you guys about that a million times at this point. But I think a lot of stuff is not moral that is like a law, but shouldn't be.
It's basically it's all about control, and then a means to be able to get money out of the populace. It's the whole
it's like a taxation
highway robbery
thing, and so like, you know, if there's like a family of 4 that clearly cannot like afford the taxes that they burden for that year, I think it's okay for them to like not pay taxes. Yeah.
Well, there's no law on the books. You have to pay taxes. I mean, back in the
that is
90s,
fair.
they went through it.
That is true.
Yeah,
That's true.
There's not a book.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. But anybody with a good lawyer,
Yeah.
like anybody with a bad lawyer, I guess, is gonna have to pay taxes, right?
Yeah, eventually. Yeah,
It catches up to you.
Yeah.
To top that question is like Brady's right. There's no real way to really go around that because like there's a lot of things that like when right now like in prison, pedophiles are protected class. It's like they should not be walking out. You should
that second, but
it's like getting probation. It's like they should go right to the gallows. Like if you have concrete evidence of this person doing heinous things, where there's no reasonable,
Right to
unreasonable
general
doubt,
pop.
just go just right to the gallows.
Right to general pop.
No,
No,
just
general pop will take care of itself.
Just fear the lions.
sentence,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, general pop will take care of
Fear the
itself.
life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we have to like cut that. Like, what do we do?
Do we ask another question?
Yeah.
See, that's another question. We're wrapping up.
Can we ask one more question and then
sure.
wrap it up?
I don't care.
Yeah, go ahead and ask.
You sons of guys.
You haven't drawn in a while.
Yeah,
It's been so long,
Yeah.
dude. I have
Since
not.
November.
Yeah, I have not.
We've had so many
I've
guests.
drawn one. We've had guests drawn one. Like,
Yeah, I've been like lucky enough not to draw one for a long time.
I think that was me too for a minute.
Yeah.
Well, like you and me both got them done. Then I don't know. We don't have to now for.
Well,
the
then
next,
like me and you had a pod. I don't know if we drew one for that. Like,
There's a few times we didn't draw
Like,
one either.
yeah,
we had the
I-
conversation was flowing.
oh no.
I'm always scared to read in front of everybody. Okay, I can't read. Like I don't know if you know me, but I can't. If you don't or didn't have to sleep with what you would do with the extra time. So like if you didn't have to sleep at all, no sleep.
What would I do with?
What would Jeff do with the extra time?
Basically what I'm doing now, but just 10x it, but I spend more time fishing.
Okay.
Yeah. Because especially right now, once we get hard ice, then we can go out there
We
get
got
out
hard
there
ice
fishing.
right now.
Guys, it's
Well, there's
50
the-
degrees out. What do you mean?
Yeah. Well,
I still got 8 inches out there. I'm going.
yeah. Well,
He's like, my truck is falling in.
I don't need the truck.
The reason why I brought that up because like where I grew up at, a guy just fell into the ice.
Yeah, see, so-
Saturday morning.
Personal
Saturday afternoon.
experience, you know,
yeah.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Where
You
I
know?
went fishing in Winona
Gunshots,
last week,
fireworks,
a guy
same
fell
thing.
through too. So it's
Yeah.
just like
Well-
I have 8 inches where I'm fishing,
Yeah.
so
You
I'm
guys are
good.
nuts.
I'm good.
But yeah, that would be what I'd be doing. I'd podcast more. I'd
That's
be able
how
to shoot
I
my
died.
bow a
That's
lot
how
more
I
often. Yeah. It's not a bad way to die because at least you died happy. With
Yeah.
with something in your hand.
Die doing what I love.
He had a rod in his hand. It's not
Die
his.
doing what I love.
Rod in hand, bird in
Hopefully
stone.
fish on.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I hope.
Big old fuck ski.
Choke when you get like
Or
the
sturgeon.
fish on and heart attack die. Yeah. I would love it.
Have the picture. Heart attack.
Right.
I would.
Done.
Yeah, that would be a great way to go out.
But no, guys, starting tomorrow or not the first, where the highs are going to be in the teens,
Yes,
and it'll be
beautiful.
lows in the zeros, so it's gonna be
Beautiful.
cold. We're actually
I
getting
will
cold,
be out there.
but no snow.
biting. I'm biting.
I will be out there.
But yeah, that's the end of my statement right there. It's like I'd be able to do
so
that. 'Cause-
yeah, Phil.
Yeah.
If you had to never sleep at all, what would you do with that extra time?
Drugs. No, I'm just kidding.
That's like a wholesome answer, and I appreciate that as somebody who would also
That's from the
appreciate
heart,
that.
man. That's from the heart.
That'd be part-time.
Part-time drugs.
I'd probably fish and hunt a lot more. Like I'd probably like if I didn't have to sleep, I'd probably like work third shift and then like hunt and fish during the day.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah.
pretty solid.
You know,
That
Right.
would be optimal.
Like
that would
if
be
I
optimal.
didn't have to sleep. Like,
Yeah.
Well, Alice Cooper has that. He only requires 4 hours of sleep.
Alice Cooper.
Yeah, dead serious. It talks about it on his podcast.
The reference, man. Okay.
There's a specific disease
yeah,
called that we're only getting where your
Did
body
he
only
get it from biting a bat?
No,
That,
that was
that's
Ozzy.
Ozzy.
It's Ozzy. Oh, Ozzy. Yeah.
But he actually
Different
has
guy.
something in his gut biome that allows him to process all the narcotics.
That
That's
is-
why he's not dead.
That is crazy. I wish I had that.
I don't.
Philip's like, I've been dead twice. No.
Been broke a lot more, so I don't.
Dude, think about it. So, like, if you had to not sleep, you would be able to separate your days into 4 different days,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, you could, okay, 8 hours of sleep. That's how much time
Usually,
you have.
Usually.
Right? Like 8 extra hours in the day. Right?
That'd be great.
So yeah,
Be great.
I would love it.
I'd make so much money.
Yeah. You could trade with me and Brad.
And all the other money I make on the side. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
No, so
Like, yeah, I could be up. I could be up 70 grand. You know, right now.
The extra time, right? It all adds up. And like
Maybe I just pick up shifts at work and then just work.
I mention it to like everybody, but you need to be maxing on like the time that you use, and it needs to be efficient.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a hard thing to do, right? Because I don't always use my time efficiently, right?
Oh, facts.
I
mean, me personally.
No.
Facts.
Like you guys both know, like every like man knows that like we are not using our full potential.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I don't want to get into it too much,
But I think the government took most of that from us.
Or time? Yeah.
Time or just like resources to be a man.
Yeah, but okay, okay. Government aside, it doesn't matter.
We still have
the government,
that piece taken away from us to be a man.
Phil, the government is.
Choose your words carefully.
We're already on a watch list. But it's like, but if I were to
Different watch list.
Different watch list. Yeah, for real.
But if I actually had this if I had this ability when I was like 20 years younger, I'd have more kids.
Like we're at this weird intersection almost. It's like which way, Western man? Like will you go this way or that way, right? And everything has come down to us. A lot of it is going to come from this like, you know, female almost like toxic femininity level. Like I don't know what's going to go on that side.
The way that would really sink in and succeed would be you'd have to have more a traditional mindset of the females changing, because the men could do that, but most men now, like between sub 30, are scared of getting married because there's no incentive for a man to get married. Because you get married, she has a couple kids, she takes 75%.
Takes half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, there's no real incentive for it, so it's like there'd have to be a cultural change. But I get what you're saying though. Like to be able to have more kids, to be able to do that. But in order to do that, you have to do what you've done. Grind, be able to have the bag to be able to support that. Now it's just finding the compatibility between you and Kayla to be able to go to the next level. If you both want
to go that extra
wants
route.
to go that route to have more than one kid,
or at least even one
gaggle of kids.
Yeah, even one.
Even one.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
But it's like where you're at right now, mentally and financially, is like when I had Sophia. Like most people when they become parents, you have no idea what to do. But it's like you got to do it when you're young, because it's like as you get older, you don't have the energy to be able to put forth with it. So when I had Sophia at 28, I still had the energy to do it. So, but it's like I've recognized I need to keep doing what I'm doing. I just need to cut more back on certain things to be able to maintain that energy level to be able to do what she is. Because the only downside is, though, it's like the upside with between you and Kayla, you will be able to have the 2-parent household. It's like she's at home living a sedentary life. We're here at home. I'm always doing something. You know what I mean? Like the last 3 days I was in Illinois. Now I'm doing this. And tomorrow I have everybody coming over.
Or 3 days before that, you're in Minnesota.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, there's a difference in the lifestyle to be able to do it. Like our mutual friend Ben, he's busy. He's got the kids on the farm. He's got a traditional wife to make all of that be successful. Help managing the money, making sure everything goes out. She's not putting the kids through a brainwashing school. She's already established a regional or a pod of other moms that have the same like-minded feeling to be able to help raise them without indoctrinating them, and also keeping big pharma out of their lives too, as well.
Yeah,
that's a big part of it. That's a big
part. Worst part of it.
Worst part of it. Yeah, for real.
I hate big pharma,
because it's like if you want to have kids, you have to find a means to be able to have the kid outside the hospital.
When you start looking at like when vaccination rates and like diseases drop,
or autism in general starts spiking.
Yep.
After 86. Safety Act.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like it all correlates with each other.
It's crazy. I told my grandpa that, the one that was supposed to be on the pod, and
Where's he at?
You tell him. No, but it's like actually nuts, like how much of that stuff.
Oh yeah, it's
does correlate.
the National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act of '86. That's when that was passed.
Yeah.
November 14th, and that's when everything went downhill.
Wow.
Giving big.
Yep.
So eat your pod, guys. We're just good enough. We do what we can. We're gonna edit like
half of this
out. we need that. You guys are great. You guys are great. I mean, what are we up to? 100 subs on YouTube? Woo! 1 million views on Facebook?
Like 450 on Facebook.
Oh,
Nice.
450 views.
And then like 1.2 million views on Facebook.
Oh,
so
1 million
we're
point
up there. We're up
two,
there.
baby.
Heck
Let's
yeah.
get it.
All right. Yeah.
Welcome back 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's gotta be edited out.
Why?
It's not March.
Because this comes out in March.
It comes out in March. This 2025.
Valid.